Good.
See, some of you look really confused and you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea Megan Fox would be here. And don't feel embarrassed because honestly, I get that all the time. We have the same body and really it's more embarrassing for her. She showed up to this Playboy shoot and Hef was like, oh my god, I had no idea Robyn Hastings was finally booked. And then she was like, oh, it's just Megan Fox. The only difference really between me and Megan is how I actually still have to do my own grocery shopping. Sucks a lot. So I was actually picking some stuff up earlier today. I was going to the cashier and she was bringing my stuff through, making small talk, you know, being polite. And she's like, so the weather sucks lately, today rain. And I'm like, yeah, it does. And she's like, so how many kids do you have? And I was like, what? Pam? What? And she's like, children, kids, how many children do you have? And I was like, listen, bitch, okay, this is not the set of Teen Mom, it's Costco, okay? Do you guys have any asshole friends? I have a lot of asshole friends, and I find all my asshole friends find other asshole friends, and then they start dating and make this perfect asshole couple. So these assholes are always writing to each other on Facebook when they're together, you know, and they're like, oh my gosh, Josh, you're sitting next to me, but you don't know I'm writing this. Then 10 minutes later, Jess writes again, and she's like, Joshy Washy, you fell asleep, you're taking a nap. And like 15 minutes later, she's like, I hope this didn't wake you up. And then 16 minutes later, she's like, aw, Josh, I'm really sorry I woke you up, but now you're awake so we can cuddle. And that was really like the first clue there, right? Not to befriend Becky, or Jess, and Becky, there's two of them. No one laughs like that, right? The first reason I actually don't want a boyfriend is because I don't want to turn out like an asshole couple and, you know, be made fun of. The second reason is, I don't know if you guys find this, but everyone cheats on everyone nowadays. I don't know, it's like, it's just what happens, you know, it's whatever. My one friend, I was like, listen, Laura, like, I don't want to be the one to tell you, but your man's cheating on you. I made out with him last night. She's like, Robyn, don't say that. And I'm like, that was my gum. She's like, Robyn, okay, you know what? Matt told me that he only cheats on his favorite girlfriend. So that means I'm his favorite girlfriend. I was like, yeah, you're right. You are his favorite girlfriend because I slept with him too. I don't know why she didn't believe me because it was all over the tabloids. Does anyone here read tabloids? You know, you scan them, whatever. A lot of the tabloids lately have been hating on MTV's Teen Moms. I don't really understand what the problem is because if I was a teen mom, I'd be drunk all the time too. I'm actually in my early 20s, so a lot of my friends actually try to get pregnant on purpose now. And when they find out they're pregnant, they're like, finally! And I'm like, finally? What do you mean finally? I was thinking of an F word to describe the situation, and it was nowhere near the word finally. I also, once all my friends become pregnant, they all of a sudden turn like ghetto. I don't know what it is. They're like the whitest girls. They're from London, Ontario. And all of a sudden, they're like writing in their Facebook statuses. They're like, "Baby Leroy, you're the only man I ever need, baby Leroy." And I'm like, a couple of years later, you see another one, and it's like, "Baby Leroy, we don't need your stinking daddy. We don't need him. It's me and you, baby Leroy, forever." And you're like. Then like later that night, there's another one, and it's like, "Baby Leroy," and Leroy is always spelled with like 27 R's, just to emphasize the fact that his name is Leroy. And you're like, listen, bitch, you just told everyone that your baby doesn't have a dad. How do you expect him to be able to read that? The thing with being a mom, you can't be drunk all the time, and really that's my favorite thing to do, I actually love drinking a lot. It's not a big deal. I went to the bar a couple nights ago, and I was with this guy, and I was like, oh, come over after, you know, whatever. So I bring him back to my house, and we're like fooling around, you know, whatever, and then he's like, oh, let me hit you, girl, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, wait, hold on a second, hold on. And I was like, what? Like, I let you. And he's like, I just think it would be really nice if we could cuddle. And I was like, do you have a period? It's like, no, it's just like, I just think for our first time, it'd be really great, you know, like if we had sober sex. And I was like, what the fuck is that? You can leave now. Actually had sober sex one time. Never make that mistake again though, okay, ever. Seeing this guy, Tom, and we've been dating for a couple weeks, and you know, Tom is just one of those guys who just like, you told all your girlfriends about him, you're like, guys, Tom is like, he's a really special guy. Like, he's just really special, I can sense it. He's so nice, he's gonna be great. So we go for his birthday dinner this one time. Oh, and we hadn't slept together yet, I know. Anyways, so we go for his birthday dinner, and it's like, whatever, and he's like, Robyn, like, you're so beautiful, and I'm like, I know. And he's like, and you're so funny, and I'm like, I know. And he's like, so I think it'd be great if you, like, will come back to my house. I don't know what race he is, but sometimes he has a British accent, so don't be thrown off. He's like, so, like, maybe you could come to my house after. We could hang out, and, you know, like, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like, it's your birthday, that's what a nice girlfriend would do, so I can come. So we're driving home, we go home, he, like, brings him to his house, like, this is my room, and I'm like, oh boy. I'm, like, looking around, you know, like, you're checking everything out, so I, look, and I'm like, oh, red flag number 1 was on his wall were all his prescription pills lined up nicely. And when I say all, I don't mean 2 or 3. There are, like, 17 prescription pills along this wall, okay? I'm like, okay, like, normally I wouldn't care, but you have to remember I was sober. So I'm looking around and, like, making sure everything else is okay, because I'm like, maybe I can let that slide, maybe he'll give me a couple. And I'm like, looking, and on the side of his wall I see this orange thing, and I'm like, looking, like, nah, and I look again, and I'm like, what the fuck? Let me tell you guys, he had a oversized, and when I say oversized, I mean it was like this big, that big, okay, stuffed animal tiger head. It was a stuffed animal tiger head, okay? And you guys are like, Robyn, give him a break. He probably shot a tiger, put it on the wall. He's a guy who was proud. No, okay, this was a cartoon tiger, possibly from the Jungle Book, okay? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I look over again, and above his wall, where most guys would place a mirror, he put a life-size poster of a tiger. Okay, a full tiger, not a baby tiger, a grown tiger. And I was like, Tom, like, what great decor. He's like, yeah, thanks. And I was like, so you really like tigers, huh? And he was like, not really. That's the last time I'll answer an ad on Craigslist. Okay? So I'm actually really worried about my future because I might be an alcoholic, and it's hard to, like, find someone, you know, you want to settle down with. I don't want to get married anyways. And the guy I marry, I actually don't want him to like dogs, because I'm not really a dog fan, I know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to find a guy who doesn't like dogs and doesn't want to get married. So I was just wondering if anyone, feel free to come back to me after the show, knows Michael Vick's number. Because apparently he needs dogs. Thanks, you guys are on Hastings.